Do you want to be a dieter or do you want to be a thin person? Okay, so why are you copying dieters? Why are you copying people who are giving you a set of rules to know when and how much to eat? When inside you that wisdom already exists and you're ignoring that is what's getting you in trouble in the first place. My name is Meg Moranis and we are going through our workbook where we are getting rid of that diet brain and we are becoming intuitive eaters. And you guys out there in the comments who say this is not really intuitive eating, yes it is. Intuitive eating is about listening to your body instead of all the shoulds that are in your brain. Believe me, I've been where you are. I had all the shoulds in my brain for 25 years as a dieter, but in the year 2000, I decided, you know what? No. And I'm so proud of that because I could have been like a lot of people I know who would continue to diet, continue to look for the holy grail. What's the diet that's going to work for me? All diets work. When you cut calories, and whether you do it by going on keto or whatever, they all work. You lose weight. That's not the problem. The problem is we gain it back. And over time, that's why this workbook is Diets Are Fattening. You lose weight and you gain more back. You lose weight, you gain more back. You lose weight, you gain more back. And in case you're worried, you don't have to buy the workbook. I'm going to go through it with you. If you'd like to have it, great. And we have an online course that if you can't afford it, email me and I will give it to you. meg@dietsarefattening.com. My mission is to help you out of diet culture because it's destroyed so many lives. Seriously, that's not too melodramatic a statement. It messes people up. You know it and I know it. And I escaped. And I want you to escape with me to a much better place where food is not the enemy. You see a buffet, you see a cake at work come in and you're like, fine. Yeah, I don't know. I might have a piece later if I get hungry. And it's calm. But what diets do to you is they freak you out and they make you feel desperate and they make you feel like panicked. So your whole behavior changes. And so you end up like I did, not even knowing what hunger was anymore, not even knowing what I liked, and doing weird diet behaviors like, okay, I'm going to go on this diet on Monday, so I'm going to throw out all this food that's going to be tempting to me. It's so sad. And I know I did that, and I know a lot of you guys have done that too. You don't need to do that. You need to become an intuitive eater and get rid of all those weird thoughts. Now, I am always going to say this in these little videos in case someone's new and doesn't know how I came to this. I had 4 mothers: mother, stepmother, mother-in-law, stepmother-in-law, and all the other women in my life. But those, role models for me, all big-time dieters, crazy dieters. I say crazy with love because I was a dieter too. And I finally realized when I turned 40, I can't do this anymore. It doesn't work for them. Why do I think it's going to work for me? And it took me till 40 to realize this. And I said, what can I do instead? And I finally went, okay, there's my grandmother. She never worries about food and eating. She's this little person. She was 5 feet tall, 100 pounds or something. And she was happy around food. She enjoyed her life. She wasn't worrying about it. She was fine. She was born in 1900. Way more people were like that back then. Luckily, I had her in my memory because by the time I figured this out, she was already gone. But I spent enough time with her to go, yeah, I know what she was doing there. She was eating when she was hungry. And when hunger slipped away, eating became weird. And it is weird. You will discover this when you're an intuitive eater, that when someone offers you something and you're not hungry, you're going to be like, no thank you, I don't want that, because it's weird to eat without hunger. And when I was a dieter, I didn't think that. I thought I would always want to eat. Yeah, how could I turn that down? I mean, I don't know, I'm at work and I'm not hungry, but there it is. And you don't have any power because you're like always subjected to whatever the environment is doing to you, and that's not a good way to live. And by the way, the strength that you develop by becoming an intuitive eater will help you in other areas of your life to not be like, I don't want to say victim, but not to be at the whim of your environment. It's like you're in charge. And you get rid of the shoulds that are from all the gimmicks you've seen, all the people, oh, do this, do this. No, and instead you go, no, I got it all right here. And if you don't listen to your own body, who is going to? You're the only one who can do that. And I'm not leading you to my wisdom, I'm leading you to yours because ours are different, and that's a good thing. That's a beautiful thing. We're on page 17 and we're going to go over this healthy thin mentality proclamation, which is intuitive eating. Yes, it is intuitive eating. Intuitive eating is perfect for losing weight permanently and respecting your body, and that's what this is all about. I was born with the wisdom to eat what I crave when I'm hungry, but I traded in that wisdom for diet rules and quick fix programs that ended up crippling my relationship with food, eating, and my own body. Sound familiar? Boy, that's exactly what I did. Of course, I wrote this, but yeah, that's exactly what I did. Oh, I'm fully committed to reviving that wisdom. These are the things you're going to say. You're going to say this to yourself frequently. I'm fully committed to reviving that wisdom, because it's still there. I know you may not know when you're hungry. You may think you like a food that you really don't like. I mean, I used to force myself to eat margarine and not eat as much salt as I wanted because, oh, that was the rules back then. And now here we are, and I don't know, a year or two ago, oh, butter's so good for you. Animal fat's great, you know, don't worry about it. So all those years I spent eating gross margarine when I wanted butter. Yeah, so don't listen to all that. Listen to your body. My body knew that butter was better. And I also knew that I needed salt. And I was always, oh, too much salt. No, salt is, you know, unless you have a medical problem, I'm not a doctor, you know, but if you're craving salt and you feel better when you have it and you don't have high blood pressure and all that, you know, maybe it's okay for you. I will be that person who saw the irony of dieting and overcame it. Yeah, diets are fattening. That's its book. Ironic, but true. You lose weight on your first diet, you gain back more. You go on another one, you don't, it's harder. The second diet's harder than the first one. You lose some weight and you gain back more. You lose some weight, over time. Oh, diets are fattening. Diets don't make you thin, they make you a dieter. I will be that person who enjoys food and my body. How delightful would that be, to actually enjoy your body and your food without stress or guilt? You'll find that with intuitive eating. I will respect my body type, my voice, and my wisdom. Yeah, you're not trying to be anybody but you, the best representation of you, which leads us to the last one. I will be the best representation of one ideal, me. So you're not trying to get to some weird weight that doesn't suit you. You're just going to simply eat with hunger. And when hunger slips away, you're going to calmly say to yourself, there's no denial here. I'm going to eat again, probably 3 more times a day or 2 more times a day or whatever. And there's no suffering. This is just me getting that rhythm back of, like, when my arm isn't itchy, I don't scratch it. When it's itchy, I scratch it. That's reasonable. Scratching it when it's not is weird. Eating without hunger is weird. All right. So take these sayings, and this on page 17, if you have it, and just bring that into your brain frequently, because you're going to, again, I always want to say this to you, you're going to get the opposite message a gabillion times, and your best friend's going to walk by 10 pounds lighter, and you're going to go, oh, I should just do that because that works. Okay, well, I hate to say it, but I wish everybody well, but most people gain it back. And, you know, this is drug-free. I'm not saying the drugs that are out there now are bad, but I'm just saying this is drug-free, and this is like you having your own drug. You know, you're just paying attention to yourself, and it's not a drug, but it's you tapping into your body's own ability to give you satiety, to give you a feeling of you're good, and you're going to get hungry again. It's not desperation. There's no panic. It's you calmly over time shrinking down because you're eating less. And yeah, you had to eat less to lose weight. And one more little thing I want to say here today is, I know our food supply is awful. You can do this with it's the amount of food that we're eating that is causing us to gain weight. And you can say, well, it's because of the food we're eating. I don't know. I eat the same food. I try to, you know, get good food sources, but you can completely do this. It's you connecting with that feeling of satiety, and you eating what your body craves, and you, again, getting the shoulds out of your brain. I should have this. I should do this before I work out. I should eat this. Are you hungry? No. Well, okay, I'll tell you real quick, one of the things we've talked about earlier, one of the things you have to do every day is have a little food with you so you don't eat preventatively. I generally have these little pretzels with peanut butter in them that I keep, or nuts, because I like them. I love them. And so I don't eat preventatively. That's another thing. But just to remind you, if you've watched the other videos, yeah, don't forget that. That's a big one. All right, guys, the gift you can give to me is to subscribe, because that helps me to have this shown more. So if you could do that, I'd really appreciate it. If you need help with the online course, getting that, meg@dietsarefattening.com, I will help you. It's got to be 18 though, okay? So just start really focusing on this one day at a time, and this will get easier, not harder. You know how diets get harder over time when you crack? No, you're going to be stronger, and you're going to love it.